club them, down. So the Grannies for Peace brigades are real good. Like they've done stuff like tried to join the military, gone in a recruitment office and saying, "Join me up." Don't send our boys, join me up. And then they kick them out, arrest them and stuff. So so a lot of these groups work together. Grannies for Peace, Tank, Iraq Veterans Against the War are really good boys. They're the guys that come back. They know what's up. And one of the important things we need to do now is start teaching our children and the next generation about the truth of war. It's not all flag waving bullshit. There's laws involved, and like I was trying to tell that Secret Service agent, like some of us have sworn a vow on the Bible, whatever, to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign or domestic. Yeah, that son of a bitch is in direct violation of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Geneva Conventions, taking away many of the rights out of the Bill of Rights. I mean, like the Constitution and the Bill of Rights are not on the table. We're not here negotiating with our rights. These are birthrights for our children to have these rights. We don't even have the right to negotiate any of our rights. As American citizens, all of our rights we're keeping. If anything, we're here for more rights, not less of them. So when they want to open our mail and tap and phone, all these are direct violations of the Constitution, clearly. They are using the Constitution in this war of terror. It's not a war on terror, it's a war of terror against us. Make us afraid, and they give up our freedoms, agree to funding these massive wars. You know what? Sitting back thinking Big Daddy's making us safe. No, the Constitution's here to protect us. And the Constitution's here to protect us from tyrants. That son of a bitch in the White House that has no respect for the Constitution. Under the Constitution, the only time in which we are allowed to make war as a nation is if the Constitution itself is under attack. It's the only person that's under attack is from the people who are taking away our rights. Domestic enemy is who we have. Domestic enemy. Now, I mean, Bush is just a figurehead, symbolic of a much bigger problem. He's an idiot. He chokes on a pretzel, can't open doors right and stuff. Don't even worry about Bush. We need to impeach Cheney first, because we got to get Cheney out of the way. These are the guys that are in the background. Bush just says God and country and kill the terrorists and go shopping. Or Cheney's back there kind of manipulating stuff. So the Constitution, like, to me, I still have faith in our democracy and in our constitutional democracy that we might be able to. Now here's the test of the whole test of the Constitution is now to see if it has the cojones to protect itself by impeaching the president. See, that wouldn't be a failure for America. That would be a great victory. And we could show the rest of the world that, see, the Constitution works and democracy works even in America. See, and the best way, like I'm all for democracy if it can work, but the best way that we can spread it is by example. Not by like laser-guided democracy bombs or something. In fact, that works against our case for democracy versus work. Because anything that like if that's democracy, I don't want it. That's all. Democracy is often associated with an airstrike or landmines and things. They're not thinking about freedom and power to the people. So I'm all for democracy. I'd like to see it succeed and protect itself by impeachment. And then, but now the cowardly Democrats. Pelosi said impeachment is off the table. It's not even to be discussed, which is a gross violation of her responsibility to the Constitution to not press for impeachment. It shows her cowardice and it shows her lack of commitment to the Constitution, because it's not optional. Maybe we'll impeach, maybe we won't. It's a war criminal. Okay, like if you go out like committing war crimes, you need to be indicted. This is how we can prove that our system works. And we would be a hero to the world, and the American way would shine even brighter if we would take care of our own war criminals. Like even Israel, as bad as that is, and not even talking about the geopolitics involved around it, even them just indicted the president on rape charges. No one's above the law. The president thinks, and has said as much, that by the mere act of him doing it makes it legal. No one's above the law. Just because you do something does not automatically mean it's legal. You have to operate within the confines of the law, especially the president. So what we're trying to do is raise consciousness in congressional offices, put pressure on people in their home state, here, in the media, in every single way that we can, to get the Democrats to stand up, have a little bit of spine, and demand that our Constitution be upheld as it's written. We don't have to make up new laws and new crazy shit. Just as it is, as it's written, we take care of all this mess.
Well, I mean, one of the things, to me, it seems like is on the table as far as the constitutional question goes, the case for going to war is whether or not there was WFD. That's the question. Did he lie about that intentionally, overtly? And is that something that is an impeachable offense? And I think yes, if that's the case, that he did lie. And he did lie about some things. but you have to also consider the fact that the CIA itself and George Tenet, I think, believed very strongly that it was a slam dunk, and that's how he was pitching it to Bush. So the problem is that you have, I think, you have kind of a decentralization of blame a little bit. It's not so
Well, I
much
can
so
explain
that
a little
Bush.
bit more about that particular detail.
I'm not a defender of Bush.
Well, yeah,
trust me,
yeah.
but-
No, I hear exactly what your point is, and I can clarify that a little bit. The CIA determined that they could not prove that there was weapons of mass destruction. The CIA determined that they could not prove that there was weapons of mass destruction. There were no claims of mass destruction that were verifiable. Everybody thought maybe they had something they couldn't prove that they had. Okay, the whole thing over Wilson and the aluminum tubes and coming from Niger, that was proved wrong before it came in. All the evidence that they said has turned out to be baloney. But
That's
what
the
happens
biggest case of bullshit.
is the
right there.
CIA, right? The CIA would make its analysis, and then their analysis was put through the Office of Special Plans, which went through Douglas Fife was his name. He's one of the signatories to the project for the American Century in neocon Zionist. Okay, and so what he did was he changed the evidence that came out. The CIA said, this is the facts. And then Fife said, this is the facts, plus or minus, and changed their analysis. So then the CIA came out in an uproar after that saying, don't mess with our analysis. This is the best analysis available. And they said, well, maybe. And Douglas
But it
Fife,
wasn't just the CIA, because it was the National Intelligence Estimate,
Sure.
which is a variety of agencies.
But
a lot
each
of
one
them
of those
said
were
fucking
pressurized.
wrong. Right, that's fair.
And
That's fair.